For 20 years, he was the quiet voice that was making the noise. Norm Abram did more than just build furniture. During the show's 21 seasons and almost 300 shows, he earned people's trust. Norm was a familiar figure in American homes thanks to his plaid shirt, steady hands, and soft voice. But something was slowly falling apart behind the calm workshop doors. Norm was dealing with something very personal, even though he had made 235 projects and helped millions of people through screens. Word spread that she had lost weight. People saw that he looked different. That's when, after 40 years of TV, Norm just stopped. No big goodbye and no coming back. He was honored for life by WGBH and This Old House, but they never talked about what really happened. Why did America's most adored builder disappear so quickly? What was the sad truth behind his quiet departure? Let's go back to 1989. Woodworkers all over the United States watch TV and wait to see what PBS has in store for them this time. As they watch, a guy named Norm Abram walks into a small workshop that is well stocked with power tools, wood, and a huge sliding barn door. The new Yankee Workshop is now fully operational. But hold on, who is Norm Abram really? How did he get to be the host of one of the most popular woodworking shows in the US? We need to go back a bit more to understand that. All the way back to October 3, 1949. That's the day Norm is born in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. As a child in Milford, Massachusetts, he doesn't play sports or ride bikes like other kids his age. Instead, he always goes with his dad, who is a builder. Norm is 9 years old, but he is already helping to put down hardwood floors. Take a look at that. Norm is already good with hammers and saws when most kids his age are just learning how to tie their shoes. By the time he is in high school, he works on construction projects with his dad during the summers. At first, college looks like a good idea. So Norm goes to the University of Massachusetts Amherst to study mechanical engineering. But lessons with a lot of theory got old for him quickly. He wants to do something and build something himself. It doesn't work for Norm when he tries business administration. He is very clear about what he loves. Real work that you do. He drops out of college just before finishing, getting ready to go his own way. Let's go to 1976. Norm Abram starts his own business, which is called Integrated Structures Inc., his first big job. On Nantucket, they are building a general shop. It works out really well. Soon Norm will be in charge of big building projects all over New England. People look up to and value him because he's young, smart, and skilled. But life has one more surprise in store for him. Russell Marash, a TV director, hires Norm in 1979 to build him a small workshop in outback of his house. Marash isn't like most clients. He is the man behind well-known TV shows like The French Chef with Julia Child. Russell notices how neat and careful Norm is with his work. He quickly figures out that Norm has something unique that people might enjoy watching. Soon after, Russell asks Norm to be on his new show, This Old House, about updating old homes. Norm starts showing up regularly to teach people how to fix up and improve their homes. He makes America love him. Everyone loves Norm as a handyman because they can trust his calm voice, clear directions, and useful advice. Let's move on to the next part. The year is 1989. Russell thinks Norm should have his own show after 10 years of This Old House. This is how the new Yankee Workshop comes to be. It's not like This Old House because it's all about building things out of wood. Fans can't get enough of Norm's shows where he builds everything from chairs and cabinets to tables and gazebos and yard sheds. These projects are shown in great detail in each episode. Norm makes it easy to work with wood. He is always on time. He makes every step clear, so anyone watching at home can do it too. At the start of each show, he goes to historic sites to show fans where he gets his ideas for woodworking. Then he goes back to his shop and starts working while carefully showing each step. The workshop itself becomes well known very quickly. Even though it looks like a cozy barn, that big swinging door leads to a fully stocked woodworking shop. The shop is exactly 936 square feet in size. Inside, everything is where it should be. There are saws, sanders, cutters, drills, and even a space set aside just for finishing in a corner. The back bench on the famous west wall is where Norm works on smaller projects and details. The storage boxes, a radial arm saw, and the miter saw bench are on the south wall, plus a secret area with a computer and an office that people never see. There are steps on the east wall that lead up to a loft that has a lot of specialized jigs and sanding tools. The air is kept clean by a strong dust collector. On the north wall are tools and supplies you need to work with wood. The clamps, bandsaw, jointer, and planer are all set up properly. Most of the time, Norm builds things with his trusty table saw in the middle. Every week, Norm does more than just build furniture. He gets people to trust him and become friends with him. By the 21st season of the new Yankee Workshop, Norm will have finished about 235 different wooden projects. Every week fans watch, eager to see what he builds next. Some viewers never even try to work with wood. They just like seeing how skilled and calm Norm is. Everyone watches the show every year, but they don't know that something else is going on behind the scenes. Something that breaks my heart. Soon something will happen that will change everything they know about Norm Abram. For people who watch, Norm is always steady and calm. But what happens when the cameras stop rolling? As Norm finishes up his work, he smiles quietly and shows off yet another beautiful piece of furniture. Things are getting tough behind that friendly smile, though. You see him finish famous projects like the beautiful cherry bathroom cabinet he made in 1995, or the comfortable mission-style sofa he made in 1990. You love how safe it is to know that every show starts and ends the same way. Every time. At the end of each show, Norm carefully puts away his tools, moves furniture out of the way, locks the door to his workshop, and goes home to eat dinner with his family. It seems wonderful, but it's not really that way. Norm shoots non-stop from season to season, making at least 235 films from 1989 to 2009. It might sound easy to work in a woodshop every day, but keep in mind that all of these jobs need a lot of planning. Before the cameras even start rolling, Norm and his team carefully pick each design, find the right materials, and write up clear directions. These aren't easy jobs either. Every show calls for perfection. The projects get bigger and bigger every year. At first, Norm works on smaller things like nightstands and blanket boxes. He's getting bigger and bigger by the mid-1990s. Gazebos that take 2 shows to finish. Built from scratch boats, even whole garden sheds. By season 10, in 1998, items like the detailed roll-top desk are considered works of art. Norm splits into 2 shows to make sure it's done right because it's so big. He has to plan more, work harder, and spend more time away from his family for each job. It looks like great TV to you. Norm takes his time with each step and never looks rushed. But for Norm, the pace never slows down, even as the years go by. The network wants more shows every year because woodworking fans keep coming back. They do something they've never done before by season 20 in 2008. A big kitchen makeover in the home of director Russell Marash. Broken up into 9 episodes that are all about putting together and making cabinets. Every episode shows how a beautiful kitchen comes together, but you don't see how hard it is on the people who work on it. For each episode, accurate measurements, careful cuts, and perfect ends are needed. Paying close attention to every detail is needed for even easy tasks like building kitchen cabinets. Making mistakes is not a choice. Norm films for hours on end, and he often has to do things more than once to get the best shot. People never see him sweat though. Norm always seems cool and sure of himself. But as the task list grows, so do Norm's personal problems. He is getting old. He was born in 1949, which means he will be 60 years old when the show's last season airs in 2009. 60 years old, I stand on hard concrete floors all day, bend over workbench and use big power tools. He hasn't stopped doing this since he was 20 years old. It's hard on his body. It hurts and feels stiff, but you can't see that on camera. People don't see him massaging his sore wrists after hours of sanding or resting his sore back after moving heavy timber because he's too tired. Norm does more than just work with wood off screen. It's really hard work. Then there's how it makes you feel. While Norm loves working with wood, making films for 20 years has turned his hobby into his job, week after week, year after year. People look forward to each new episode, but for Norm, each new project means more stress, more time away from his family, and more duty. And that's why, on October 16, 2009, WGBH Boston makes a shocking announcement. There will be no more shows of the new Yankee Workshop. After 21 great seasons, the popular craft show ends in a quiet way. Fans all over the world, including you, are shocked. How could such a famous show end all of a sudden? At first it looks like money might be the issue, but Norm later says that it wasn't even about money. The show was completely paid for by sponsors, and it could have gone on for years, but Norm himself knows when it's time. It makes him happy that he's reached all of his goals. He wants to be with his family for real more than anything else. No more filming for hours on end and requests for new woodworking jobs all the time. After 21 years, Norm Abram goes out of the public eye. It breaks the hearts of fans. You know that Norm is more than just a builder. He's become your friend when you work with wood. Every weekend for the past 21 years, he's been there to help you with hard jobs or just hang out. People are really upset about the sudden cancellation because they weren't expecting it. They didn't think the show could end because Norm was always there to keep things quiet. But it does, quickly and softly. After the last new project, The Tap Table airs in 2008, season 21 is made up of only reruns from seasons 9 and 10, with Norm introducing them quickly. There are no new crafting projects, just old favorites played over and over again, and then nothing. The workshop's doors shut. There were no speeches or big parts to say goodbye. Norm just quietly left the workshop for the last time. The show ends in 2009, but something strange happens many years later. Fans could still watch episodes through This Old House Insider until September 5, 2022. But after that, even those go away. Because the licenses have changed. There's a chance that Norm's building skills will never be remembered again. Then all of a sudden, on January 13, 2023, producer Russell Marash shows up in a brand new YouTube movie with some shocking news. Now that the new Yankee Workshop is back, everyone can watch any show online for free. Norm's projects suddenly get a new audience, which gets younger watchers who missed the first run excited. You might think that Norm is quietly stopping working with wood when he shuts the door to the studio for the last time. But Norm Abram isn't the type to stop moving all the time. He's leaving behind the constant stress of shooting, but he still has a lot more he wants to do. Norm doesn't take time to rest, instead he starts new projects that you probably wouldn't expect. In 2001, Norm gives a very important speech at Boston's North Bennett Street School. This school is known for teaching craft skills and woodworking. Norm shares what he knows and helps kids who want to become carpenters, just like he did when he was young. He also really wants to teach the next generation. Norm backs the Generation Next apprenticeship program, which teaches young people traditional woodworking skills and keeps them alive. His impact goes even further though. Norm is on the board of trustees at the Massachusetts Museum Old Sturbridge Village, which shows people how people lived hundreds of years ago. Norm is interested in history, and living in this village helps him keep skills and customs alive. Because Norm works so hard to keep history alive, he was given the Ken Burns Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018. This award recognizes individuals who have made important contributions to the arts and the protection of history. When we talk about awards, Norm gets a lot more over the course of his career. An award for outstanding service is given to Norm by the American Academy of Ophthalmology on April 23, 2009. They honor him for working to make people safer all his life. Do you remember how Norm always makes everyone wear safety glasses at the start of every show? His attention on eye safety keeps a lot of people from getting hurt. Someone or something that people take seriously, because Norm does. And now for another great honor. The 49th Annual Daytime Emmy Awards will be held on June 18, 2022. The National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences will present a Lifetime Achievement Award to Norm and the full cast of This Old House. Take a look at this. Over the years, This Old House has been nominated for 117 Emmys and won 20 of them. Norm has been in more than 1,000 episodes of the show, and has fixed up more than 50 houses. He has become a household name in the process. Another interesting thing about Norm is this. He does more than just work with wood and fix up old houses. You wouldn't expect Norm to show up in those places. In the weird cartoon Freakazoid, he plays himself in an episode called Normadias, where the bad guy kidnaps him to make a special wooden weapon. He also appears on shows for kids, such as Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and Between the Lions. 2 times. Norm is so good at being in front of the camera that he even stars in funny Foot Locker ads called House of Hoops. Yet another fun look. There's an episode of the PBS Kids game show Fetch with Ruff Ruffman, where Norm helps build a lemonade stand. He also has a guest spot on the popular baking show Ace of Cakes in 2010. Once more he showed he was ready to leave his comfort zone. Norm is always known for being calm and friendly, no matter where he goes. People talk a lot about Norm's striped shirts. He's almost never seen without one. Fans know those shirts right away, and even comedies like Home Improvement make fun of Norm's signature style. Do you remember Al Borland? Who else but Norm Abram could have inspired that figure who loves plaid shirts? However, what is Norm like when he's not being filmed? In his spare time, Norm lives with his skilled potter wife Elise in Carlisle, Massachusetts, in a beautiful colonial house made of wood that Norm builds himself. Norm even wrote a book called Norm Abram's New House about building this house. In it he talks about his design choices and the building process. After that, he gets another house in Rhode Island near the coast with plans to build a new woodworking shop there. He even thinks about learning how to build ships, which would be a whole new kind of woodworking adventure. Norm loves to stay busy and try new things. Along with Elise, he likes to cook, go to art shows, boat, kayak, and fish. Norm is still doing the things that make him happy and busy, even though he isn't working on his famous TV shows. All of this plus the fact that Norm Abram writes 8 books about woodworking. His many years of experience are shown in books like Measure Twice, Cut Once, Mostly Shaker from the New Yankee Workshop, and even the New Yankee Workshop, Kids Stuff, a book for kids. He is also on the editorial board of This Old House magazine, where he writes a popular piece every month called Norm's Notebook with useful woodworking tips. Regardless, every job ends at some point. Norm is leaving his job as master builder on This Old House in May 2022, after an amazing 43 years. Fans are feeling things. Norm Abram is more than just a TV star. Many folks have known him for many years. On October 3, 2022, PBS will show a special tribute to Norm's life and work called The House That Norm Built. Celebrities, friends, and co-workers all share stories, clips, and memories that honor all that Norm did. People start talking about Norm's health when they see that he has lost weight, but Norm never admits to being sick in public. Instead, he slowly moves towards retirement, focusing on his family, his hobbies, and taking things more slowly. Norm Abram's story seems to be over now, but he's always been able to surprise people.